Okay, so these are notes 4.1a. So let's start and take a minute and see if you can do this first problem right here. See if you can graph these points. Let's just start by graphing points A and B. So we've got A is at 1, that's over 1, up 2. So A would be there. So this is point A. And then point B is at -5, -7. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then down 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So B would be right there. So now we've got this translation, and we're translating it, and these are the directions of the translation. So I've got x plus 8, so that's positive 8. Positive is to the right, so that's to the right 8. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I've got plus 7, so that's positive. So this is the up and down, so positive is up 7. So I'm going to go up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that would be my new point. So it's going to be A prime. So this is the translation from A to A prime there. So take a minute and see if you can do the same thing with B. And while we do that, let's put in our new coordinates for A. So the new coordinates for A prime are going to be, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So A prime is at 9, 9. So let's try the same thing with B. We're going to the right 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So B prime is going to be right there. That's B prime. So we moved B to B prime. So that new coordinate is going to be, that's at positive 3, 0. So how could we find this without graphing? How could we find this without graphing? If we just apply the directions here to the coordinates, right? I've got this coordinate 1, 2. A is at 1, 2. If I go 1 plus 8, that gives us 9. And then 2 plus 7 also gives us 9. Right? And we can prove it again with the B coordinate. I could say -5, -5 plus 8 is 3. And -7 plus positive 7 is 0. So let's see if we can do the same thing with C and C prime, right? So C, -3 plus 8 is going to be 5. And then, so we'll put a 5 there. And then 1 plus 7 is 8. So C prime should be at 5, 8. So let's graph C prime. I'll do that in another color so we can see it. C is at -3, positive 1. This would be C. So let's count it the way we did with A and B and see if we got it right. So it should be at this point here, 5, 8. Let's see though. So we go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So C prime is going to be right there. That's C prime. Looks a bit like an O. Let me rewrite that. So C prime. So, did we get it right? What are the coordinates of C prime? C prime is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's at 5, 8, which is exactly what we got when we calculated it down here. So our method works. So let's try it here with these 2 points. We've got this translation. We're going to the right 9 and down 12, right? So let's try that here. Let's say, okay, we're starting at 2, 3. So I'm going to go x, y, fill this in, x plus 9, y minus 12. And let's plug in our point, right? Our point is at, the x coordinate of our point here is 2. So we're going to plug that in, and we're going to say 2 plus 9. And then the y coordinate is 13, right? So this 13 here, so I'm going to go 13 minus 12. So 2 plus 9 is 11. 13 minus 12 is 1. So our new point, A prime, is going to be at 11, 1. Try it again with B. See if you can do B on your own. Pause the video and see if you can do B on your own. Okay, so we've got x, y being translated. Going to take any point, and I'm going to move it to the right 9, and we're going to move it down 12. So we're starting at a new point. This one here, 422. So I'm going to plug that in. I've got 14 and 22 plus 9 minus 12. 14 plus 9 is 23. 22 minus 12 is 10. So B prime is going to be at this point here, 23, 10. So let's try it in vector notation, this last one here. It's the same thing. Remember, this is the same as x plus 3, y minus 2. So we're just going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my point. I'm going to say 6 plus 3 and negative 1 minus 2. And we get 6 plus 3 is 9. And negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. So C prime equals 9, negative 3. So let's go to this next page. So now this is a new skill here. So what I've done in the past is given you a point and then given you the directions, and then you have to tell me the new point, right? Where now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a point, the initial point, and the terminal point, and you have to come up with the directions for me. So the first thing we need to do is identify the initial and the terminal points. So the initial point here is at G. That's at negative 2, positive 5. And the terminal point is G prime, and that's going to be at positive 1, negative 4. So then we need to calculate the x component. So how far do I got to go on the x? So let's count it here. I've got to go 1, 2, 3. So we went 3 in the positive direction. So that's going to be x plus 3. Then how much did we go down? I went down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We went down 9. So that's going to be y minus 9. So this is our translation. You could also write it like this as a vector. You could say 3 and negative 9. Call it a vector like that. So to fill this in, we calculated the x coordinate here, then we calculated the y component. And our last step would be to repeat as needed. So we can just kind of check our work is -2 plus 3, that gives us 1. And then +5 minus 9 gives us -4. Okay, so that's just kind of a handy way to check our work. This would be our final answer here. So let's take a minute and work on these. So I'm going from S to S prime, right? We're moving it there. So let's calculate the horizontal component. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Goes to the left 8. So that's negative. So ran out of room there. Then we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we went up 5. So that would be y plus 5. Like so. So let's try this the second one. Take a minute, pause the video, and see if you can do B, this example here, and then this example here. Okay, so we're going to start at B, and we're going to go to B prime, right? So we need to go to the right 2, to the left 2, so that's negative, so we're going to minus 2. And then we're going to go down 1. So this would be our answer. Let's try one last one. We're going to go from I to I prime. So we're going to go to the right 1. That's +1. So we're going to go x plus 1. And then we go up 2. So we go up 2. So that's y plus 2. So our final answer would be x, y, arrow, x plus 1, y plus 2. Good. So how would we do this without graphing? This is all, we counted all of these on the graph. Well, you can just find the distance. You can calculate the distance. And the way we do that is you need to subtract the initial point from the terminal point. So I'm going to say, okay, well, this is my initial point, and this is my terminal point. So I'm going to say, okay, 8 minus 3, and then we'll do the same thing for the y's, and we'll go 9 minus 4. So 8 minus 3 is 5. So, and then 9 minus 4 is 5. So both positive, so then we can say x plus 5, y plus 5. And that would be our direction. Let's try it one more time. We can even say x1, y1, x2, y2, right? And we're going to say, all right, well, y2 minus y1, so -5 minus 1. And then 13 minus -2. And remember, anytime we've got a minus and negative, that's the same thing as plus a positive. So I'm just going to change that right now. So -5 minus 1 gives us -6. So I'm going to go x minus 6. And then 13 plus 2 is 15, so that's going to be y plus 15. So I want you to, and that's that. That is the whole thing. So what I'd like you to do is I would like you to try these practice problems. So these ones are just regular translation problems. You have to translate these. These ones I want you to tell me what the translation is. How do you get from y to y prime? And that, as they say, is that, all the way down to 14. Good luck, y'all.